record. So we are recording. Welcome, you guys, to November's guest expert call with my soul sister, Kelsey Abbott. Catherine, you saw Kelsey. Kelsey was one of my speakers at True You Live, and it was magical and incredible, and she just did some deep, deep work for us. And we're not going to go quite there today, because what I think is what I'm hearing a lot of, Kelsey, within my academy, my women who are, they've either got the business and they're working on like the foundational pieces to really solidify and then scale it, or they don't have the business yet, but they know what's coming. They might not have the exact roadmap, but they know they feel called to spread their light, spread their love, spread their word. And so confidence, like your wheelhouse, sister. We want to learn about confidence. We want to learn about what confidence is. We want to learn about how to hone it and stand in that. And for you and I, because we're so deeply connected to this, how do we step into it, pulling in the divine feminine, letting go of the scratching and the clawing, and really trusting and letting our intuition guide? Like, how do we bring all of these things? And confidence is such a tricky word for some, because it can have a mask of fake it till you make it, or but I'll never be as confident as her, so why try? Like, there are a lot of moving pieces around the general outline of confidence itself. So I'd love for you to just teach on whatever's coming up and coach on whatever's coming up. And then you guys, like, as you have questions, pop them into the chat, and I'll kind of ask them like podcast style. And then we'll just open it up too. If we've got Kelsey, do you have an hour? Do you have about that?
I don't have anything until 4.
Okay. Well, we won't be here till 4. But if you guys have anything that you really want to have a communication about, we'll open it up when it feels right. We're not going to say you've got X amount of time, but like we'll open it up when it feels right. But if something's like a little ping and you want to go there, like within the conversation, just pop it into the chat box and we'll riff. And Kels, I bring in a different guest expert every month from any part of the scale of fabulousness. So it's we really have incredible people who have spoken to us, some about very logistical things, how to show up on stage, how to self-publish a book, and some on manifestation and more of like that spiritual coaching realm. So without further ado, Kelsey Abbott, who's amazing, and she's gonna train us on confidence today. Thank you.
I love you. I love you. And I want to talk to you about books. That reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Inspired idea.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, Catherine, I recognize you. You've got the teeny tiny baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. She's right behind you. Awesome. Okay, so confidence. Yeah, let's just start with that word. It's tricky. So Jillian mentioned it can come up with fake it till make it. The other thing that I've had people say is like, I don't want to be confident. Or wait, I've heard 2 things. Let me go. One will be like, confidence is cockiness, and confidence is being, it's bragging, it's being rude, it's being arrogant. I also heard on a podcast, it was on Finding Mastery, and I forget, the guy was at some like higher level dude in Facebook, and he said, I'm not confident. And I don't want to be confident. I see those people who speak and they know that they're right. And I don't want to be like that. I want to be asking questions. So all of that is not how I define confidence. Confidence is being you. Confidence, it takes confidence to say, I don't know. It takes confidence to ask questions. Confidence, like being, knowing you're right is like completely unrelated to confidence. It's a completely different energy. Confidence is loving yourself, all of you. It's loving and accepting yourself. And in accepting yourself, that's being able to see like, yeah, I don't know. I don't, and this is my zone of genius. Being able to say like, holy cow, I'm really good at this. This feels easy to me. This is fun. this is where I'm supposed to change the world, and saying, holy cow, that is not my zone of genius. That is not what I'm supposed to do. And I'll be outsourcing that forever and ever. And, or like, let's just never do that again. It's confidence is owning it, whatever it is for you. It's being able to really like to see your own heart, and to see, it takes confidence to see your darkness too. To be like, oh, that triggers me. And then to be curious about it, to lean in and see what you discover, and be like, that takes so much bravery to be like, huh, okay, so that triggered me. What do I want to do with it? And just be like, okay, very carefully, and working with somebody if possible, lean in and be like, what is it that is reflecting in my own life? That is confidence. So before we go any further, you guys, what do you have any triggers around confidence? I don't even want to use the word anymore until we're all clear on what it means and what you want it to mean to you. Because newsflash, you get to create definitions. Nothing?
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
What comes first? Confidence or self-acceptance, self-knowing, self-trust? Or do they grow and bud together?
Or are they the same?
Is confidence the act of showing up in that state of self-love, self-acceptance?
I think confidence sometimes is a label that we put on other people. That we'd be like, oh, she's super confident. And you know what? She's probably looking at you and saying, she's super confident.
Do we all have our different definitions then of confidence? Because we all have our different definitions of, or we're all different.
Yeah. And like, okay, so let's talk about people pleasing for a second. Mm-hmm. There is a way that you can be like, are you familiar with the term FOPO, fear of other people's opinions?
No, I am, and it's awesome.
Fear of missing out is FOMO. Fear of other people's opinions is FOPO. Yeah. So FOPO, aka people pleasing, can lead us to do a lot of things, right? And there's doing it unconsciously, doing it from like a victim mentality of like, no, I have to go to this party. I said I'd go to this party, so I'm going to the party. Then there's doing it from a place, or like responding from a place of acceptance and self-love and boundaries, and being like, I said I'd go to that party, but I really don't want to right now. What I really want to do is go home and take a bath. And that is the acceptance. That's the self-love. And there's another piece of it. You can also be like, I don't want to go to this party, and I really want to talk to somebody who's there. So I'm going to choose to go to the party. It's almost like, in a way, you're like, well, I know, in a way you're doing it for other people, but you're doing it consciously. Mm-hmm. So I guess confidence is consciousness. Being aware of who you are, being aware of what you see around you, and accepting all of it. And when we talk about acceptance, I think the easiest way for me to explain it is in terms of a stress fracture that I got a few years ago. So I got a tibial stress fracture, and in July, I remember running and like searing pain I had always had calf pain, and it moved to my shin, and I'm like, oh, like something in my head was like, feels like my leg is broken. I kept running. I was a month out from nationals, like, okay, get through this. Like going to the chiropractor like 3 times a week. Like, come on, we got to fix this. Then a week before nationals, he was like, Kelsey, this is a stress fracture. This isn't getting better. Oh, I spent an entire month fighting it. Fighting it is not accepting it. It is like, gripping hard to, no, this is not a stress factor. Okay, and side note, let's just look at like how ridiculous this was. Because I was in pain, I wasn't running particularly well or fast. So like, yeah, I was going to get myself to nationals, and then I wasn't going to race that well, even if I did race, because I was in pain. I don't know, like the logic hadn't gotten that far, because I was grasping so hard to what I wanted reality to be. And then when he said it's a stress factor, I accepted it and I grieved. And I grieved hard for at least like 3 days. And Julian, I think we stayed in the same place you stayed when you went to Camden. Because that's where we went for the not going to nationals weekend. I was like, I need to go away. And then out of that grief came so much gratitude. And from that gratitude came healing. And so before we accept things, we fight against them. We deny them. We fight. We grip. We grasp. We claw. And then acceptance. And that's the divine feminine. That acceptance is divine feminine. That fighting is divine masculine, or masculine energy.
Yeah, that's like the wounded masculine of like, but this is the expectation, and this is what I needed, and this is what blah, 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 like that dizzyingness. So let me ask you this, because the word acceptance is super funny to me. I love it sometimes, but then I get into a place of like, but do I have to accept? I like acceptance when it's combined with this is how it is now and there's growth. I don't like acceptance when it's like, well, that's just how I am.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah.
So can we like just kind of go into that and how acceptance leads to that greater level of amplification of confidence and growth of confidence?
Yeah. Let's do a quick explanation of the energy levels. So yes. This is something that I go through with my clients. It's something I learned in coaching school, and I can do, if you guys are interested, I can do an assessment and a deep dive with you.
Cool. Right, Nikki, this is the stuff we talked about, I think. Is this the 7 layers, Kels?
Yeah.
So good. Bring it.
Okay. So 7 levels. We all go through all of these energy levels all day, every day. This isn't like oh, you're a number 2. No, that would be calling somebody a poop. Okay. So level 1, victim. This is the world happens to me. This is where you'd say with acceptance, that's just how it is. Total victim, like I have no control. I don't control myself. I don't control my life. Woe is me. And this is rolling around in the kitty litter, because 1 and 2 are catabolic energy, catabolic, cat box, kitty litter. Stay with me and I'll help you remember it. Level 1 is rolling around the kitty litter. Level 2, you're throwing poop. Because at level 2, you think it's my way or the highway. At level 2, there is so much judgment. There is at level 1 too, and at level 1, you simply judge everything outside of you as better than you, and everything that is you as the worst. But in level 2, it's, no, I win and everyone else loses. And this is the level of anger, frustration, road rage. Yeah. There's a lot of leadership in level 2. It's not sustainable. Operating in level 2 all the time, it has been linked to like autoimmune disorders, and because you're fighting against yourself as well. All right, so let's climb out of the cat box, and we're going to kind of dance around it in level 3. Level 3, so we still have that negative energy. We're still judging, but we release it through forgiveness, through rationalizing, through tolerating. This can be a very conscious act. All of these levels can be very conscious, but you can decide, for instance, there might be a big decision that you've got brewing, but you're just not ready to make it yet, or you're not ready to call, like to go in and quit your job or whatever it is. So you just tolerate it, and you can consciously tolerate it. And that consciousness is a game changer here. If you're not consciously tolerating it, you might be in level 1. Okay, you guys still with me? Okay.
Yeah, can I throw in like an energy question to that? Because I feel like I've been in level 3 for something, but like excited about it, and I've been testing my own trust. And this is pure energy talk. I've been trusting my own, or I've been testing and allowing, not testing in a bad way, but like really allowing myself to go there with true surrender and letting the universe guide me. So asking for a specific sign. So I feel like I've been in that place. And I love that you said you can be in any of these levels at any time. So it's only in this area that I feel like I've been very specifically in level 3, but I've also been in that like, but it's okay that I'm here because I'm trusting that the universe is guiding me. That's been my own test on it.
Yeah. I was recently, like last week, I had this business opportunity that was handed to me. And I took so long to make this decision because my intuition knew the answer the whole time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't back up the intuition. Like I was blocking it.
Yeah.
I knew I was blocking it, but I was waiting for it to like, I needed the right question to get, to just clarify the answer for me.
Yeah.
That question, by the way, is, does it set your soul on fire? Hold on to that question.
Yeah.
But I knew it took me like a month to figure that out. And I knew I was tolerating it.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That's awesome. That's such cool clarification. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so you can hold on like that level 3 energy. You could live there. Like you could be in level 3 energy for years. There are a lot of people who are in level 3 energy in relationships. And with like, you guys can't see my desk right now, but when we moved into this house in January, a box was dumped on my desk. I don't really want any of this stuff, but I haven't yet dealt with it. I have a total level 3 attitude towards all of that. I'm not going to show you all the color. It's ridiculous. Okay, so level 4. Level 4 is a tricky one. It's about love, and it's about taking care of people, and it's about fixing people. So at level 4, we want to make everything better. So like level 1 is like I lose. Level 2 is I win and everyone else loses. Level 3 is I win and everyone else comes in second. Level 4 is everyone else wins, but in a like I helped them win. I want them to win, not in a level 1 way. Level 5. So you know how in level 4 we wanted to fix everyone else and fix situations? In level 5 we know that people don't break. Situations aren't broken. There's nothing to fix. Instead we want to empower. And in level 5 everything is an opportunity. That means the good stuff and the bad stuff. It's all equally an opportunity. It's equally exciting. Level 6. At level 6, we had that massive amount of judgment in levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in level 6, we know that we're all one. There's no separation between humans and other beings. We are all one. We're all connected. Level 6 is big intuition. Level 6 is about the journey, not the outcome. So I started this whole riff off the energy levels to talk about acceptance. So level 1 has that acceptance of it is what it is. That's just the way things are. Level 6 also has an aspect that I refer to as AAF, aloof as fuck. So things are good. Like you're in your own lane, things are good, and people might think you're kind of weird, but that's okay because you're AAF. My dog often shows up as AAF. Okay, so like acceptance at level 6 is like, it is. I am. You are. Like, period. End of sentence. There's no, it is, and then some rationalization. That would be level 3. It simply is. Are you guys with me on that? Because I know that can sound really aloof as fuck. Okay. All right. Finally, level 7. Okay, this is flow. This is being in the zone. When you're in level 7, you don't know you're there. You only know you were in level 7 when you snap out of it. So this happens during sports, like creating. It's when you just kind of lose track of time. And it's in very short segments. This is not, it's so glorious, but you don't know it when you're there. And you cannot live there because while 6 is aloof as fuck, 7 is like other people don't exist. Nothing is real. There's no relationships. There's no eating or drinking in level 7. We can't survive there. It's just a place to visit during meditation or wherever else you find you achieve there. But like an hour is good there. Don't try and live there. You will not. And actually, just a brief aside about creating your businesses. If you happen to have a lot of natural level 6 energy, okay, talking to prospective clients from level 6, they're not going to sign on with you because there's no outcome. They might if they're in level 6 too, because you're so like, you're so disconnected from the outcome. You're so disconnected from, you just see the process. You see the whole thing. You accept everything so non-judgmentally. So I will intentionally make sure I'm in level 5 before I'm talking to potential clients. Also, just another note on these energy levels, since I now just gave you a ton of information. We all have a natural, like a default energy level, a home, and we have a secondary home. And then we all have a natural default stress response, energy level, and a default there. All of these are changeable. And so the intention of doing this assessment, for instance, is to see where you are, which is often like really eye-opening, and then recognize that you have a chance to change that. So if the first time I did this, I was in coaching school, and I think I had a lot of level 3 energy. I think I was a 3-5, and it's changed over the years. One time I took it, I was staying in a timeshare with my parents, sleeping on a pull-out couch in Florida, visiting. It was for my grandmother's 90th birthday. I had a lot of level 3 energy again, and a whole lot more level 1 energy than I typically do. So our energy changes every single second of every day. And we always get to choose, like, do I want to be in the cat box about this? Every level serves you until it doesn't. Level one energy is not bad. Level 1 energy allows us to ask for help. When I crashed my bike last year, and about 2 weeks after the crash, I had severe shoulder nerve pain, and I was able to see the gratitude at the time and able to see how cool my body was, in that I was like, I couldn't have handled this pain 2 weeks ago. So how cool that it waited to show up once the rest of the pain had subsided. But nerve pain, if you guys have ever experienced it, like basically it was like in my brain, all I heard was pain, 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 pain. Like I couldn't do anything else. And my husband, who has learned a lot about coaching, was like, how is this level 1 serving you? And that made me snap out of it long enough to realize it had allowed me to get an emergency appointment with a chiropractor. And it had made me realize I needed a performance coach. I wanted to work with somebody who had the same qualification that I did. And I said that out loud, and within, like, I really think it was 2 minutes, I had just accepted a new friend request on Facebook, and I'd been like, oh, she's an IPEC coach. Okay, cool. We'll be buddies. That's my coaching school. And then 2 minutes later, she posts, I'm getting certified in core performance dynamics, and I'm looking for like practice clients. I reached out to her right away and was like, you are my angel. Please, I want to work with you. She's like, I friend requested you because I saw you on the training video. Like, I've been following you. This was perfection. This is how level one can lead to level 6 magic.
Love that clarification so much because it allows for us to move throughout the energy levels. So kind of segueing into that movement, I'm going to ask you the how question. How do we cultivate that confidence that we're desiring so that we can show up in our life and in our business, so that we can like do the thing that we've been planning on the side for 3 months but haven't launched it yet? Like how can we maneuver through the energy levels and really cultivate what we know to be true for our own confidence? How can we finally step into that? That was actually like 7 how-to questions, but they're kind of generally around what we're going toward.
Yeah, okay, so let me start with, you're not stuck. You're never, ever, ever stuck. You can feel stuck, but we just went through 7 energy levels, right? You can always choose a different one. It's like trying on a dress. You try one on and you're like, oh, hell no. You try on another one and you're like, oh, maybe I could, you find yourself rationalizing, I could wear this to this party. That would be level 3. How about the, oh my God, I want to live in this. This is like my new home. I'm going to wear this dress every day. Yeah, that's like level 5 or 6. So you can always choose. Okay, so the confidence question, how can we step into it? Now you're going to get some coaching, you guys. So my question here is, what is keeping you from being confident? Give me answers.
Yeah, anyone, go.
What other people think.
Okay, FOPO. I think you missed that.
Yeah.
FOPO is fear of other people's opinions.
What else, you guys?
Probably focusing on the outcome and making that your obsession. Yeah, instead of enjoying, the journey. So
yeah. So jumping ahead to the finish line. How much, Catherine, does that have to do with certainty?
I feel when you focus on the outcome, there's a lot more fear behind it than I know, because I've gone through that myself, where I was so obsessed with the goal that I just never achieved the goal because I was so obsessed with it and I forgot about everything along the way. And I've had to learn how to be in the moment and take those moments and appreciate, whether it feels easy or whether it's kind of a block that just came by or something that stood in your way. It's understanding that it's taking that moment and saying, okay, why is this here and what do I need to learn from it to move to the next step? So to me, that's my favorite part of everything that I do. It's kind of like, okay, how's the universe going to show up today? You know what I mean? Like, what's it going to bring my way for me to learn whatever, So it's that challenge that keeps me going now versus, 5 years ago, it was more obsessed with the goal because it was also linked to the expectation of everybody else around you, right? So I think it's all kind of interconnected. So
yeah, it sounds like for you, it's stepping into your curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
That is allowing you to be your confident self.
Yeah. And it's that, I think it's that inner knowing. You just know you are where you need to be and you trust the process. And I know Jillian and I've talked, like just trusting in the universe and knowing that it's got your back and just appreciating that. And I think it's just taking the moments during the day to remind yourself of that, because when you do, no matter what it is in front of you, you just know that it's just part of the process and it's the universe is really, it has your back. So just trust that.
Yep. Just like a mofo. That's part of my this week. All right, does anyone
Oh, sorry, Kelsey.
go?
I was just gonna say, I think mine's almost the opposite of Catherine's sometimes. I was trying to think of when the moments I'm not confident is almost like a sense of accountability, like saying something out loud and saying, this is what I do, or this is who I am, or this is a part of me. It's that sense of accountability, because I don't have a problem with the curiosity side, but it's like the second you say something out loud and announce it, it's like, okay, now it's real. And now there's that necessity for follow-up, or making something happen, or whatever the case may be.
Do you tend to
Hold on, Kels.
Say it again.
Go ahead.
Nikki, more of an instigator?
Sorry, say it again. It keeps cutting out.
Oh, are you more of an instigator?
Yeah.
Are you really psyched to like start something, but the whole rest of it isn't really your jam?
Sometimes. Depends on what it is. But yeah, it's the fear of finishing. But for things that I really want to finish, I will. So it's
Nikki, you have what's been coming up for you since the beginning is procrastination. So that's been your big, that ties into this, I think, a little bit.
Okay, so Kate, I'm gonna come back to you in a second, because that's just a big one.
Yeah.
But are you guys familiar with human design? I've just learned about this. All right, so I'm like a month into knowing about it. You can Google human design, and it's like a mix of numerology and astrology and some other stuff. You just need to know your date and time of birth. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to something about this yesterday, and I'm a manifest generator. And one of the descriptions that just resonated so much with me for that, our manifesting generator, is that I am a warrior Buddha. And when I'm in the warrior energy, things are frustrating, or they can be frustrating if I overstep that balance. When I'm in my Buddha energy, things flow. It's ease. So I was listening to one yesterday, and there's only 5 types. One of the types is a manifester, and their job isn't to do the work. It's simply to instigate. And this is like a serial entrepreneur. Like they come up with the ideas, get it started, and then hire other people to do the work to finish it out. So just as a side note, maybe your job isn't to finish those things. So sometimes confidence can come from knowing who you are and like why you're really here. You're not here to do the work. You're here to be like, idea, and then just get people started on it. Okay, so Kate, other people's opinions. That's a big one. When we were going through the energy levels, which one resonated most with you?
I missed the first 5, so that'll be tough. Sorry, I was voting.
Oh, good. Yay. I did early voting for the first time ever. Will you refresh my memory? I think I remember your background, but what do you do for work?
Well, currently I'm a mortgage underwriter, but I just launched my postpartum doula / online mom coach.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. You exude level 4 energy. Like, holy, like I remember when you were on stage with Jillian being like, oh, there's a hug right there. Like you just seem like I just want to like snuggle up with you. And you seem like somebody who's just like, I got you. Mm-hmm. I got all of you. Does that feel true?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So level 4 is awesome. We need you. And there's a lot of like, because you're in other people's energy so much, you can get caught up in their drama. That's the downside of level 4 energy. That, and you can do things more because you want to be liked rather than just that's what your heart calls you to do. So sometimes the odd number levels are more head based and the even numbers are more heart based. So sometimes it's easier to switch from like 4 to 6 rather than 4 to 5. So Kate, level 6 is aloof as fuck. It's intuition. It's the process. It's really being right here, right now. How much do you feel like you have access to that energy?
Not much. Not as much as I'd like.
What keeps you from it?
Time. The chaos of my life.
What keeping you from listening to you?
Fear.
Might find.
What was that? I'm sorry. My dog's being annoying.
What do you think you might discover?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I think for so long I've suffered from like imposter syndrome. So I think I'm afraid that people are going to find out that like I'm not who I want to be.
You said that differently than I expected. You're not who you want to be. Who do you want to be? That's your dog?
Yeah, she's being wicked annoying. She's a puppy, so she's like wicked annoying. She's trying to get out. I don't know. I want to have passion for my job. If I have to work, I want to feel good about it. I want people to think that I'm confident, and I want to be confident.
So, talk to me about being a postpartum doula. What does that mean?
That means I'm taking care of other people in the ways that I wish I could be taken care of.
But you're telling me what it means from your head. Can you tell me what it means from your heart, please?
It is, I struggled so much after I had my second baby, and I would never, ever want anyone to feel the way that I did. So to be able to help others, it's going to help me.
Yeah, I feel like you held yourself back from something at the end there, but is that who you want to be?
Yeah.
Okay. That's who you want to be. You want to, like, you could just kind of picture you, like, arms outstretched, lifting up the world. Like, all the mamas of the world. Like, come, just stand on my arms. I got you. That is you. You are being who you want to be. Where do you feel like you're not?
I'm not sure. I think because I have such a hard time and that I don't have it all figured out, that keeps me from feeling like I can help.
That's where the imposter comes up.
Yeah.
Because that's the, like, guess what? You don't have to know all the answers. No one knows all the answers. No, like, all the stuff I'm saying, I'm making it up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. And I certainly don't know the answers for you. You're the only one that has those answers. And you do have them. You just have to allow them to be your truth. Who you want to be, who you are, Kate, is really big. So it makes sense that it's scary. And you've got this crew right here. You're supported. You're safe. It's gonna be scary. You've got like this net under you. You've got a team around you. You're safe. You can do this. And I'm pretty sure everyone right here wants to see you shine and be your sparkly world changer self.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's, you guys, everyone here, it can feel like a lot of weight to have this knowing that you're here to change the world, that you're here to do something really freaking big. Like when you step back and think about that, like, whoa, what if I screw this up? Well, guess what? Because you have that knowing, because you already know that this is just who you are, why you're here, you can't screw it up. You can't get this wrong. Everything you do is going to be exactly what you're supposed to do in this moment. You're going to serve exactly who you're supposed to serve in this moment. Trust. Huge, fat trust like a mofo. I think it's the hardest lesson, the hardest reminder ever. And we're always being thrown new challenges. Like, oh, you trusted really well yesterday. Try this one. You're like up-leveling wicked fast.
Yeah. Kels, can I jump in? Because I think that there's something that's just coming through that I think would pair perfectly with this conversation. I was listening to Chris Britton's podcast with Georgina Durkin, and Georgina asked an amazing question, and it was, why do you fail, or why do you fear making a mistake so deeply that it keeps you from doing it? What if we got to that point that we were confident enough in who we are that if we made a mistake, we're like, oh, cool. Okay, did that. Now that's like the detour, the obvious detour route to like, oop, that was a wrong turn. Because there are no wrong turns. We are learning something from everything. But it's like, oh, okay, if I qualify that as a mistake, at least I made it. So now I know which direction to go in. And I think it's literally having the confidence to not only show up for who we are, what we want to do, but having the confidence and knowing that if we make a mistake, it's for us too. There's nothing that's not for us. And it's just the trust and the action combined beautifully, right, within that divine feminine state, and doing so that we can learn, we can shift and readjust if necessary, and then continue on.
Yeah, there's actually no such thing as a mistake. Just think, like, we say make a mistake. Do you ever set out to intentionally make a mistake? We label it as a mistake after the fact.
Right.
Who's doing the labeling? We're doing the labeling. Why are we such assholes to ourselves? We could call it something other than a mistake. We could just say, oops.
Yeah.
We could laugh at it, or we could look and be like, oh my goodness, that's the lesson I learned. I just, like a couple months ago, I kind of launched a program called Your Confidence Kick. No one signed up for it. I did like a quiet launch, and then I got really passionate about something else, and I was still trying. I was like, oh, I gotta launch this program. You hear that word? Like, I gotta promote this. But like, I got an inspired idea, and I was really, really excited about something else. And I could have viewed that like, oh, no one signed up for that Your Confidence Kick. That's a failure. That's a mistake. Instead, I was like, well, phew, because I wasn't really that into it anymore. And look at that. Look at the power of that. When I shift my energy to something else, the universe follows. Like, the universe saw me shift my energy, and it's like, she doesn't want this. She wants this other thing. Let's all focus on where her heart is directed. You know, with a Care Bears point, so just like follow the flow.
Oh God. Ladies, do you have questions for Kelsey about anything, anything? This is for you. So if you've got something, Kat.
Question. Because I related to a lot to what Nikki was saying about procrastination, because I know that's kind of been a thing we've been discussing, Jillian. But at what point this is my struggle right now, is knowing when it's okay to procrastinate and when it's not okay to procrastinate. And, because I'm so hard on myself saying I have to do this, I got to get it done. But at the same time, I understand that sometimes procrastination is just because I'm not in alignment with what I want to do right now, right? But at what point do you realize that because it's a very fine line between real procrastination and laziness. And I know I'm not lazy, I'm just physically exhausted because I don't get much sleep. But at what point do you kind of, like, I don't know, do I just keep meditating until I'm in alignment with it? You know what I mean? And then do it. But let's be realistic here too. That's my struggle right now, is that fine line because of, having to procrastinate.
What are you procrastinating on?
Just tasks that I need to get done. A, for my business. B, just, different things that I need to do to take me to the next step, right?
Okay, so step 1, that word need, that's level 1.
Yeah.
The only thing you need to do is breathe air. We switch a need to a want, then it gets up to one of the anabolic levels. Words matter.
Okay.
So tell me, what is it that you want to do?
What do I want to do? I want to get all my stuff done. No, I just want to feel good in everything that I'm doing. That's really what it is. I want it to flow, because it does, when I'm feeling good, when I take a step back and calm down and stop being on so overdrive, it just flows and it happens, and without the effort, right? But then there's all this stuff behind the scene that I feel like it's almost like homework that I need to do, right? Like, I know that word need keeps coming up, but I feel like it's almost like over my shoulders. And when it's done, it's, whew, okay, I did it, right? So I don't like that feeling like I have stuff backing up. I don't like that. And it's not because I don't want to do it, or it's because I have a baby on my hand. I have a 5-year-old, like, I'm physically like tired, right? I plan, okay, I'll put the baby to sleep and then I'll get up and work. And then I'm so tired because it took me 3 hours to put her to sleep, so it's a reality of my life right now. But it's how do I not feel that stuff on my shoulders, that stuff is backing up, because I hate that feeling. You know what I mean? I feel it's heavy.
Well, let's talk about this from a practical standpoint for a second. How many things are currently on your to-do list?
I don't even have a to-do list because it's so overwhelming. Like, I can't actually write it down. All because right. I feel like it's ongoing, like never ending.
So here's my practical thought. What would be different if you restricted yourself to only 3 things?
That feels so much better.
Okay, so that's a thought you can experiment with. My next question is, so when do you feel like you're in flow?
When I'm just being in the moment and just enjoying, like, literally not even trying. Like, I had a lot of that last week, and I shared a little bit with Jillian, but I had a lot of moments last week where I literally wasn't even trying. I was sharing it with one of my business partners, and I was like, because we always call each other when we have a win, like a big win, and we share that with each other, and or vice versa. But I just felt like it's always happening when I'm not even trying. Like, literally, it's completely effortless. And it just happens, and it just becomes this ripple effect, right? But then we start talking ourselves into, oh, but then I need to do this and this and this and this and that, right? So we kind of get ourselves out of that place.
What if you could always be in flow?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
So Why are you sabotaging yourself?
Yeah, overthinking.
What would be different if you gave yourself space?
That's what I'm working on right now. It's just because the reality of my life right now. I mean, I love what I do and I love all the little things. It's just giving myself the space to just breathe, because I'm always going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny, literally. That's just the way I'm wired. But I do, it's funny because somebody had talked about, introverts and extroverts. And I, after listening to some of it, I think I'm more of what do you call it? Like I forget the name, but I'm actually an introvert who likes to be around people. Like, I don't know, I forget the name of it. And I never ever in my life thought of that, because I enjoy the quiet moments so much. I enjoy being alone so much. Like, I am not somebody who sleeps to music or has like stuff in the background. Like, I enjoy that quiet time. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like being with myself, reconnecting, shutting down. I really, like, for me, having those moments to myself are like gold. So trying to do more of that with the little time I have. So
you're in I don't like saying this, but I'll finish the sentence. You're in a time in your life right now where, like, so I don't like saying that because I'm in a time in my life right now too where my time is really precious, and we're all in that time in our lives and always will be, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow or later today.
mm-hmm.
I think sometimes, and let me know if this resonates with you, sometimes we get in this idea in our head, like, other people are doing it so quickly. Other people are just working so fast. They get all this stuff done. Then this idea that other people are at a different level than us.
You know what's funny is people come to me and say that to me. Like, how do you always, like, literally, they're like, you make it sound like it's so easy. It's like you're a super mom and you do all this and you always have a smile on your face. And I just say, I just do. I don't think about it. I just go with what feels right, what my next step, like what feels right for my next step, But I think it's the little tasks that we put on ourselves that we need to get done for our business, for whatever we're doing. And that for me is like, one time it's like somebody asked about writing emails and stuff. And I'm like, I hate writing emails, because just the thought of that, I have to write 20 emails and send them out. Like, I hate that. But once I'm sitting there doing it, and it's flowing, I can sit there for 3 hours and do it. It's getting me to that place of, okay, like, this is the moment I need to do it. Like last week, there was so much stuff that was backing up, and I just for like 2 hours sat here and just like got everything done, like, that I needed to do. And I just felt so good after. And I thought to myself, why did it take me so long to do that?
Okay, so it's like you're getting stuck in just making the decision.
I think and that's where the procrastination comes into play, is, does it feel good to do it right now? Or am I just really pushing it out? Like, that's where the fine line is that's been my struggle.
Let's talk about laundry for a second. So you pull laundry out of
Thankfully, my husband does most of it.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine.
We'll use the analogy anyway, because it doesn't work with groceries right now. But I'm trying to think of something mundane. Laundry, you take it off the drying rack, pull it out of the dryer, and then do you fold it right away? Do you put it away right away? Or is there now I've got clean clothes, and then there's a gap. There's a decision to be made. Like, sweet, now I've got all this clean stuff. I can stop right now. I usually do. And I can decide to go take this to a place where I can fold it, and then I can put it away.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that decision. And for me, sometimes, like, if it's late at night, I'll be like, it's like an actual, like, future me wants this.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I make that decision.
What's it going to feel like if I get it done versus if I don't get it done?
And sometimes this future me doesn't care. This can just stay right here.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the hardest point is, like, taking that step forward to make that decision. and truly asking yourself, does future me want this? And Catherine, you said you want to feel good in everything you do. What does that mean to you?
I want it to feel effortless. I want it to flow. Because when you are in that moment of doing something that you're not even putting the effort into it, but it's just flowing, it's the best feeling ever. Like in your business, when people just show up in your life and you're just out there having fun and doing your thing and enjoying the day. And like all this stuff starts happening without you even trying, without realizing you actually did the work before to get there, right? But when you're in that moment, it's so good. It's just so good. And it's right. It's right because it's effortless and you're aligned and it just feels good. It feels good and it's fun. And I think it's bringing the fun back into what you do as well, right?
So, Catherine, what would be different if you set the intention to follow the joy?
Mm-hmm. As I see Jillian's head shaking because I know she's like, just let it go. Yeah.
We can't force flow, but we can cultivate an environment that supports flow.
Mm.
And my intention last week was follow the joy. And I had so much fun and felt so inspired and so creative and so just like on fire and in flow that I'm bringing it back for this week.
Okay. And when you say that, is it that you just not necessarily do what you think in your head you have to do, but you just go with what feels right for you? Is that what you're saying? And it's like one thing after another?
It's going to mean something different for everyone. But I do, what inspires me, what feels fun. Just like, oh, there's joy over there. I'm going to go get it.
Okay. Okay.
But if you're thinking about it, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Flow doesn't come from your head.
Yeah. True.
Flow happens when we're in our bodies. When we are like ridiculously present.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you.
And you're welcome. And flow comes from space.
Yeah.
There are people out there who seem to thrive off having every single second of their days planned. I'm not one of them. I have learned throughout my business journey, like, I don't get things done as quickly as other people do. And sometimes my husband will turn to me and be like, you do a lot. And I'm like, what, really? Because I'm balancing training along with my business. And I just always feel like I'm not doing as much as everyone else when I'm in that lack mindset. But the thing is, like, no matter what it is that you've got going on in your life, you've likely got a lot going on. Mm-hmm. And if we allow ourselves the space, like creation happens from joy. Presence happens from joy. Joy is our natural state. So if we like clear away all the shoulds, all those needs, we can access that joy, and then we can just be. And each person here is like, when you are being, that is you being your best self. That is you, like, that is Kate supporting the whole world. That's her being. That is her natural state. She doesn't have to try to do that. She doesn't have to like get all sorts of diplomas or anything to do that. Like, she is here to support these humans. When we are being our best. It flows.
I love witnessing the wheels turning. And I hope you guys are like bringing in the parallels between confidence and that joy state and allowing and doing and creating, like all of these things, they are the same. They're all intertwined. One leads to the other, and then it just morphs into becoming the same thing. It's just so beautiful. And here's the cool thing, you guys. You all are brilliant. Whether you're here in this call or watching the recording, like you all have brilliant callings, and you're already doing brilliant things in the world. It's allowing yourself to look at the brilliance and feeling it like, I am doing that. This is what I want. And making the decisions that are in alignment with what I want as opposed to what I need or what I should. Those are some major key points here.
And this is all practice.
Yeah.
You know, if you've been using the word should and need for your whole life, start noticing. You know, maybe start yourself a swear jar and start putting quarters in whenever you use one of those words.
Yeah.
But notice it. Get an accountability buddy to help you. Change your words. And on the subject of words, I recently noticed that I use the word just a bunch. And I used it in a podcast last week. And every time I said it, I was like, delete the just? What? Like, no. Why am I discounting what I'm about to say? As women, we tend to use that word a lot. I just wanted to tell you. What? I wanted to tell you. Or I want to tell you.
Just checking in. It's like, sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
But I need this answer.
I had one of my good friends and a colleague text me last night, and at the end of it, she wrote, sorry to bother you. And I'm like, I actually wondered if it really came from her. Because I'm like, what? You have never bothered me. Where does this come from? We were teammates in high school. Like, no, you know what? If there's somebody that you feel like you're bothering in your life, they're probably out of your life by now. Because if somebody bothers me, I'm not going to engage with them. I think we use these phrases and words without realizing what they mean. Because they've just been ingrained in us.
We've been talking a lot about literally rewiring the thoughts, like actually saying the opposite, actually saying what we want as opposed to just letting the thought that we've always thunk just live there, and rerouting the river, rerouting the stream. It's easy to go down the super highways that have been ingrained in there since we were tiny humans, but if we want things to change, we have to start with our thoughts, because our thoughts then create the feelings that put out into mass consciousness what we believe. So if we want to accept new truth for ourselves, we need new beliefs, because a belief is a thought that you continue to think. You've just thunk it so much that it became a belief. And then when you have a belief and you are so ingrained with that, it becomes your truth. So for many of us, we're discovering, like, this isn't my truth. Like, this isn't actually of me anymore. Okay, so what do? We go back in and we retrain it. We retrain the thoughts. We create new superhighways for ourselves.
Which is going to be slower.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to start taking the construction roads.
Yeah.
And it's going to be bumpy and twisty. You might throw up.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Like, it's worth doing the work.
Yeah.
And you've probably heard people say, like, watch a baby learn to walk. They fall down a million times, and at no point do they, like, fall down and say, screw this, I'm not trying anymore. They get back up. So that's the same thing with us retraining our thoughts. It starts out with awareness and acceptance, and then making the change and practicing and not giving up on yourself and not beating yourself up, but instead be like, oh, oops, all right, try that again. Yeah. I'm still saying just want to change it.
So good, Kelsey. Holy moly. Does anyone have any last minute questions for Kelsey? Anything that's coming through that you're like, I really need the answer to this? Good. Okay. If you have questions,
to me.
yeah, thank you. I was just gonna say, ask me. I can ask Kelsey or just reach out to Kelsey directly. Kelsey, I can't thank you enough. You enlighten me every time I get to witness you coaching and training, and it's just so magical. So I'm so appreciative. And you guys, like, just feel into this. Feel into recognizing that you already are the thing that you claim you want to be. So practice exuding her, practice being her, allowing for her to come through.
Yes. I love you, Jillian.
I love you too. Thank you. You're amazing. You guys, yeah, if you've got anything, let us know. And otherwise, I'm going to close this call with such deep levels of gratitude. You guys are all amazing. I love you so very much. Kelsey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know how I can serve you as a thanks to this and all things that you do for me. And you guys, have an amazing Tuesday.
Okay. Happy election day.
Yay! Yeah, go vote.
And then look at like puppy pictures.
Yes, good call. All right, bye guys.